Can we put our hands together as I welcome Miss Felisha Okotie? Yeah. Put our hands together very well so she can be motivated. Thank you very much.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Felisha Okotie, and I see a lot of senior colleagues around here, and I really want to appreciate the privilege to be standing here today to talk about fish farming as a business. It is quite interesting that whilst growing up, I never knew I was going to end up as a fish farmer, but here I am today, a fish farmer, not just a fish farmer. I'm also a processor in the fish value chain. So I'm going to be sharing life experiences, what we encountered as a business whilst we're trying to grow, and then some other things that we did not get right while we're starting this business, and this is very important. You know, in the business world, most people believe that once I have the money, then I can fly with anything. But I stand here to correct that notion that sometimes when you have the money, it is very, very important to put some steps in place so that you don't throw away your money. It is very, very important. So in the this topic, I had outlined some things that I'll be talking about that will be of interest to us. And of course, Mr. Seji said something that we are going to be interacting a lot because no man is an island of knowledge. I'm not here to teach us how to do business, but again, just so that we can rub our minds together. We share our experiences and then we can look for a way to move forward. Some of us believe that it is value addition or processing that is fish farming. But again, we are going to be seeing other opportunities that is embedded in this business. Then number 4 on my outline is 7+2 basic principle for a successful fish farming business. It does not end there. You can add your own lists. In my mind might be 9, 7+2 is 9, but you can add your own to have a very long list. But again, for the purpose of this discussion this afternoon, we are going to be having 7+2 that makes it 9. And then, of course, the last thing on my outline is going to be strategy and approach, a live scenario of how it happened and how we got to where we are today. So before I start, somebody will say, I want to ask a very funny question. Do we understand what business is all about? What do we mean by business? Your place is quiet. What is business? Anything to do what?
Improve our bottom line.
Bottom line, okay. Can I have one more person tell us what a business is? Karakata enterprises.
Anything legal for cash.
Anything legal for cash. Okay. Who else wants to make a final attempt?
An activity to improve our well-being.
An activity to improve our well-being. In a layman language, Mr. Seji just said it, katakara, let's buy and let's sell. But with the aim of what? Making profit. And not just making profit, so that this profit can improve our livelihood. It's not just about making the profit, but the profit has to be able to make our livelihood improve and all. Sorry, I get easily distracted when I have too many people moving. Sorry. Then, what do we understand by the dynamics of business environment? If I may also ask, what do we understand by the dynamics of the business environment? This class is becoming very quiet, though. Oh, it's not even a class; it's an interaction. Sorry, it's an interaction. What do we understand by the dynamics of business environment? We are all businessmen sitting down here, except I'm wrong. I'm right. So what do we understand by the dynamics of business environment? Operations involve. Okay. Is anybody trying to make attempt again?
Factors.
You said?
Factors surrounding the business environment.
Factors surrounding the business environment. Okay. Thank you very much, sir. Business dynamics has to do with what is going on around the business that you are currently doing. Now, in the process of, I was just reflecting, then I asked myself, While I was based in Abuja, the way you do fish farming in Abuja is quite different from the way you do it in Lagos. Now, let me now come with the chairs that, oh, Abuja is where the business is happening. So let me come to Lagos and do business the same way they are doing it in Abuja. By now, I'm sure I would have packed up. And you cannot say that because you are operating in Lagos, you do the same thing in Abeokuta. Or you say you are coming from Ibadan, you want to come into Lagos system, and then you do not study the environment to which you are coming to do your business. It is very, very important that before you start any business at all, you study the environment in which you are carrying out the business. And it is very funny that this fish farming business looks really very simple, that everybody just wants to jump into the business. But we forget the fact that there are people who are ahead of us. The first time I did my processing, it was 50 kg. I had this courage. I was bold. I said yes. I was going to do it very well. But I slept and came back. I made everything burnt. Then I said to myself, it's not because I didn't do it well, but the weather over there in Abuja and in Lagos, they are two different environments. And even if you don't study it, at the end of the day, you continue to run at loss. So I want to liken a business cycle to a single lady who is looking for a man. There are a lot of prospects around that is asking, okay, let's get married to you. Do you want to marry us? Blah, blah, blah. At the end of the day, the single lady decides to pick a man. At that point that the single lady is picking a man, the person already identified the business that he or she is going into. At that point, they start to make plans. Okay, let's get married. They got married. At that point, you already know that this is the business I am going into. And then the lady becomes pregnant. You start to nurture the pregnancy. At that point, the idea you have in your head, do we want to stand up for a while? Okay.
You want amala?
You want amala? Interesting. Okay. So now let's go to the main fish farming business in itself. How many of us understand what fish farming business is all about? Everybody. If you say everybody, please can you explain to us? Hey, we are not writing jumbo. Okay. Fish farming business, most of us believe that it is restricted to aquaculture alone. And we tend to lose out in some of the value chain that we have in the fish farming business. Fish farming business is very, very broad. It's wide. And we cannot, in fact, if all of us in this room decide to break ourselves into the value chain that we have in fish farming business, we will still not be able to cover the value chain that we have. Do you know you can be a marketer as a fish farmer? Yes. We don't know. Yes. We know we can be a marketer as a fish farming person. We know. You know that you can decide to say, okay, I'm not going into production, no, I want to start doing value addition. Yes. We know all of that. So I want us to start seeing fish farming business like every other business. Like somebody said, well, I can't remember if it's Mr. Sergio again. He said something like, we tend to do our business as though it's a family business. Daddy Titi wa Kimi, sorry, Titi daddies came to greet me. We came to greet me, sorry. And I did some processing. Please take it home and go and use it to make egusi. Please take this home and go and use it to make pepper soup. And you forget the fact that it is your business that you are gradually throwing away. I used to be in that shoe too. And some of us are still in that shoe up to now. I don't know if I'm communicating at all. So business is business. In the olden days, we used to have what we call agriculture, but now it's no longer agriculture. They now call it agribusiness. Agriculture that has joined into business. If you were before, mommy, shebi when you people were doing the agriculture, then you just go to the back of the yard and pluck pepper pluck everything that you have and dash it to somebody. But now that backyard has turned to money. A lot of us now are making money from that backyard that we used to give for free back then. So agribusiness is quite different from agriculture. Agriculture is a part of agribusiness. Doing agriculture in order for you to... That's a simple definition in a layman language. And until we get to that point where we can no longer open a charity business as a business entity, we cannot make profit and we cannot succeed in the business we are doing. A lot of us are into charity organization. We thought we are doing business. We cannot overlook that somebody came to greet me. I cannot use my business. Even if you have to use your business, why won't you pay? If you are going to be giving somebody 5 kg of fish, dip your hand inside your pocket and pay. It's as simple as that. But another problem is that a lot of us still we have not gotten to the point where we can define our business from our personal spending. We will get to that point where we'll be talking about branding and packaging. That is really very important. Somebody is already asking, how can I brand a production, a fish farm production? I'm into production. How do I brand it? We are going to be seeing all of that as we progress. I don't need to tell us what kind of pond that we have. We used to have earthen pond then, but now we have various types of pond. We have different types. The one that can fit into your compound. In fact, if you want to have one inside your sitting room, you can have it. That's how technology has gone. And then technology is still improving. I used to say that if you are in a particular sector, always learn what is going on in that sector. If not, you will just wake up one day and you will see that everybody has gotten to Abuja. You are still in Lagos. They have left you. Now, I mentioned something about the 7+2 principle of fish farming business, for you to be able to succeed in fish farming business. The first one I'm going to be talking about, and which we all are familiar with, is choosing our sites for our business. You see, the moment you make that error in choosing the site where you want to put your fish pond, there's a problem. Somebody shared a video with me as part of one of our trainings in Ikorodu. The pond, it rained and then it became so heavy. And then the next thing, you just started seeing the erosion coming. Before you know, the whole earthen pond gone. The person started crying in that video. Then I said to myself, there is a fundamental problem, and it's from site selection. The moment you get it wrong, from your site selection stage, the business will have issue. There's nothing you want to do about it. The business will have issue. You want to tell me that, oh, okay, me, I'm not into earthen pond business. I'm doing maybe concrete pond. And it's somewhere that is not waterlogged or something. If your construction is still not done very well, you still find out that at the end of the day, the whole thing will just go, because you just wake up one day and you see that, oh, this thing expanded, and then the whole thing, the business become a story. Now, something happened recently, just in fact, day before yesterday. If you live in Lagos, you know that there's one heavy rain that fell, maybe 2 days ago or something. It affected the fish that we had in the farm. And we had a collapsible tank close to the house, just close to the house. And then the rain started. It started like play. It was a lot of wind everywhere. Deep inside of me, inside the house, I felt, no, nothing can happen. But when the wind started, and then you see zinc flying everywhere. Before you know it, the zinc removed, came into the pond. Just, I don't know how it happened. And the next thing is that we just woke up and saw that the pond was empty. In that kind of case, would you have said that I didn't do the selection well? But anything or anywhere that we are siting our pond, it is very, very important that we pay attention to whatever is going to future hazard. It is important that we pay attention to it. Sorry, I sweat a lot. Sorry. Some of us construct pond and we don't maintain it. It is important to construct pond and it is important for us to maintain it. I don't have to stand here now start to tell us when you want to restock your fish, make sure that you wash your pond. Thank you. Make sure that you wash your pond. Make sure that you put salt. Make sure that you do this one. No. But it is important that when we have a fish pond, we also maintain our fish pond. Because what we don't maintain, we eventually get spoiled. And the moment it gets spoiled, we go back to square one again. And we start to put money. And then that's when you now hear, oh, that fish, I invested in the fish farming. Oh. I invested, I didn't make any profit. Oh. Fish farming is not lucrative. That's when you start to hear things like that. But we've forgotten that the basic things that we are supposed to put together, we did not put it together. And that's what's leading us back to where we started from. Then, Daddy said something the other time. I was sitting down there and I was smiling. He said they want to be able to track the fishes that people are going to be selling because they don't want people to be using antibiotics. Trust me, the use of chemical in fish is becoming something that I don't understand. Maybe the regulatory body for fish need to really investigate all of that. I bought one fish and I needed to do processing. And after the whole processing, bet me, I would have said this fish will come out 100%. But the moment I handled the fish, the thing started, you just see it squeezing off like this. Then you wonder what exactly is going on. It became like a powder. And it was a live fish. I killed it myself. I did the processing myself. So how come the thing is falling off like this? When I took it back to the owner of the pond, the person said, oh, I am sorry, there was a time we had high mortality. Somebody came and administered some drug. I said, is it paracetamol you gave them or what? He said, she herself cannot even say what was administered to the fish. At the end of the day, it became a loss to me because now I've already taken the fish from her place. There's no way I can tell her, give me the fish. So where we buy our fingerlings from is also very important. If we don't investigate where we are going to get our fingerlings from, we will have problem. That's when you will feed fish for like 6 months and you still see them like this. If you have not seen that kind of fish before, we have it plenty in our farm, very small like this. After 6 months, you'll be wondering, there's this consolation we'll now give ourselves afterwards. We'll say probably, maybe the fish is not feeding well. Maybe the fish has stunted growth. Kilonjebe. It's because the source where we got the fish is bad. And once the source is bad, there's nothing you want to feed that fish that will come out well. Then, it is also important for us as fish farmers to market our fish. In Lagos right now, at least we produce like 100 kg of dry fish every week and we sell. And sometimes we will look for fish. We look for, is it melange that they call it? We will look for melange all over. We still will not find. We will continue to look for and look for and look for and look for. At the end of the day, we might probably end up going to get fish somewhere like Ikorodu, somewhere like Badagry. Then when you are done producing your fish, you now see somebody coming to tell you that, I have fish for sale. Oh. Madam, where were you when we were looking for fish now? So it is important for us to always market what we have. I have melange to sell. If you belong to group, that's why it is also good to belong to a cooperative society. To belong to group where we can be able to market whatever we have to sell. There are a lot of farmers group that we can belong to. And if you feel that, oh, this farmer group, I don't want to belong to any one of them. Lagos State government, I don't know about Aquaculture because I came in from Lagos. Lagos State government have made it very simple for us to come together in cluster and form a cooperative. And then we can run our business freely as far as we follow the rules and regulations that is governing cooperative society.